Hate me, don't you?
Tune in to Kons podcast.
Kons podcast.
Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't
That
you?
like button, subscribe and share.
Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you?
Kons motherfucking podcast.
Hate me, don't you?
Constant motherfucking content.
Hate me, don't you?
Beach out there named Bondi Beach, you know what I'm saying, was terrorized and shot up in Australia. I mean, it was a citizen that was seen running up and disarming one of the suspects on a rifle, you know what I'm saying, firing off shots, just popping, I guess, random people, you know what I mean, as we heard in the witness accounts and so on, you know what I'm saying, that you heard in there was another shooting at Brown University in Rhode Island, took the life of 2 students and wounded 9 others. The 2 students who was there, what is going on, and all these are two, this the second topic of a shooting, you know what I mean? People is losing their minds out here, the world is going. Then another one, it was another shooting at Kentucky University. A man trying to kill a 19-year-old kid and wounded another one after saying it was an altercation. People were saying dude should be justified and freed. A lot of people is saying that he should be freed and he was self-defense because they was jumping his kid. You know what I'm saying, going on, you know what I'm saying? Especially we are trying to protect our kids. I get that, you know what I mean? But unadvising pulling out your pistol and popping off, and it was just a legendary movie director Reiner and his wife was found dead in their home in Brentwood, Los Angeles, California. They was found multiple. Yeah, what's up? What's happening? What's going on? You know what I mean? It is Kons Podcast episode 341. You know what I mean? Episode 341. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? It is a good Monday. You feel me? We back on this good Monday after a good productive week we had last week. Hopefully everybody had a cool weekend. You did what you wanted to do. Got to party it up, kick your feet up, pull up, drink up, whatever it is that you may have wanted to do. I hope you got to do it. I hope you got some relaxation. You feel me? We back with a good Monday. You know what I'm saying? To start the week off back fresh with another one. You know what I mean? Hopefully we'll have another good productive week during this holiday season. You know what I mean? It is good 51 degrees outside on this good Monday at 1:54 in the afternoon. You know what I mean? In case you're new here and you wondering what this podcast is about, you feel me? This is where I bring you the news, bring you the headlines, bring you whatever that has been going on, whatever made a headline, whatever you may have logged on to your computer and your home pages, Yahoo News, MSNBC News, Google News, Hip Hop DX, whatever news, wherever you get your news sources from. Probably touching on one of them headlines right here on Kons Podcast, you know what I mean? So tune in, share it out, and let me keep you updated on this wicked world, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, you know what I mean? I don't got too many subjects, I got 4 of them, you know what I'm saying? The standard 4 that I usually do, you know what I mean? We're going to touch on 4 topics. Today we're going to be touching on the Australian beach that was terrorized. They got shot up by a father and son. We're going to touch on that. Also, it was another shooting at Brown University at Rhode Island. We're going to definitely touch on that. And also, it was another shooting in Kentucky University at another school. You know what I'm saying? We're going to touch on that. And also, a legendary movie director named Reiner. I'll throw in some movies that y'all might be familiar with when we get to that topic. Was found dead in this, him and his wife was found dead in their home in Brentwood, Los Angeles. So we're going to touch on that and who the suspect was. You know what I mean? But that's the 4 topics we're going to touch on today. You know what I'm saying? For episode 341. You know what I mean? Episode 341. You know what I'm saying? So without no more chit chat, without nothing further ado, with no more banter, you know what I'm saying? Let's jump right into these topics. You know what I mean? So an Australian beach out there named Bondi Beach, you know what I'm saying, was terrorized and shot up in Australia. You know what I mean? It was a citizen that was seen running up and disarming one of the suspects, holding him at gunpoint with his own gun in this clip. Check it out.
Man is being hailed as a hero for disarming one of the suspected shooters. This also caught on camera. Again, wanting to give you a warning about the video you're about to see, that this being the moment where a bystander grabs the gunman from behind and wrestles the gun out of his hand. The gunman is then now faced by a gun, backing away in fear. The man has been identified by a relative as a 43-year-old named Ahmed El Ahmed, who ran a fruit stand nearby. He is being praised as a hero for quick action.
The dude who ran up on him, I believe they said he got shot in the arm like 2 times or something like that. That was him running up on him, taking the gun from him. This was after they was up on like a bridge walkway, firing shots at a Hanukkah celebration. You know what I'm saying? They started firing shots at random people. They owned 6 guns. You know what I'm saying? It was 6 guns used in this terrorizing event, the tragedy that took place on Bondi Beach. You know what I'm saying? It was believed to be a father and a son. The son named Naveed Akram at 24 and the father named Sajid Akram at 50. The father is now dead and the son is in critical condition. After said they alleged little 6 gun and some IEDs was also found at the scene. Police said one of the shooters was known to them. They had knew about one of the shooters priors, but this had left 42 people in the hospital with 15 unalive, and one of them was a young girl, and also one of them was a Holocaust survivor. You know what I'm saying? So these next little clips you're going to see is clips of news on this, and also a woman who posted a video and was summarizing everything up in a good little summary as to what happened. Check these clips out.
Hey, he's hit! He's hit! He's hit! Please help me! He's hit! He's hit! He's hit! Get out of there! Get out of there! He's dead! He's dead! He's dead!
Good. They have to, but fucking move. Hey, take a walk, bro. Take a walk.
I can say that we are not looking for a further offender. We are satisfied that there were 2 offenders involved in yesterday's incident. The offenders are a 50-year-old and 24-year-old male who are father and son. The 50-year-old male is a licensed firearms holder. He has 6 firearms licensed to him. Ballistics and forensic investigation will determine this morning that those 6 firearms are the 6 that were licensed to that man, but also that they were used in the offence yesterday.
We haven't seen yet of the shooting here at Bondi Beach, Australia. There were people who were running up these stairs as the bullets were coming from this direction, other people hiding behind these concrete walls here. The man who took the video says at first he thought it was fireworks.
So I came here to start watching the fireworks, but then we couldn't see any fireworks, so we thought, oh, this is definitely a shooting. I thought there's some gang-related violence, like drug dealers shooting between each other, something like that. You would never suspect a terrorist attack in Bondi. It's like a safe place.
So when did it sink in that this was a terror attack?
When I saw the first person being shot up this hill, who turns out has been shot over there and ran all the way here, holding his arm with the, I think he was shot over there and he covered the bullets, and he ran as far as he could before he fell. I grew up in the West Bank in Palestine, and I moved to Australia when I was 17, as I turned 17, to study software engineering. And I have remained in Australia ever since. I have the best group of friends around. I have a lot of Jewish friends in the community. A lot of my best friends here are Jews. And the first thing that I did after the attack was check on them to check if any of their relatives or loved ones were hurt. I did not, initially obviously when the attack happened, I did not know that this attack was against the Hanukkah event. I only learned that when I went to check on the victims over there. We are all here as one community, and my hope is that everyone in the Middle East lives in peace and equality, just like we do here.
As you know, that was a terrible attack, 11 dead, 29 badly wounded, and that was an anti-Semitic attack, obviously. And I just want to pay my respects to everybody. Probably read it's been a very, very brave person actually, who went and attacked frontally one of the shooters and saved a lot of lives. So very brave person who's right now in the hospital, pretty seriously wounded. So great respect to that man.
Hate me, don't you?
Misinformation going around, so here's what we actually know so far about the Bondi shooting. On Sunday evening, 2 gunmen opened fire. They appear to have targeted a Hanukkah celebration happening at Archer Park, which is a grassed area near Bondi Pavilion. When one of the alleged shooters left the bridge that he was firing from, he was tackled by a member of the public who managed to wrestle his firearm away from him. That civilian is a local fruit shop owner named Ahmed El Ahmed. Ahmed's cousin told 7 News that he suffered 2 gunshot wounds to his arm, but that the doctors said he was okay. Police arrived within 10 minutes and began firing at the alleged attackers. One of them, a 50-year-old man, was shot and killed at the scene. The other alleged gunman, a 24-year-old man, suffered critical injuries and was taken to hospital under police guard. Police say that they were a father and son duo, that they used 6 guns during the attack, and that the 50-year-old who was allegedly involved legally owned 6 licensed firearms. But police are currently working to confirm if those were the same weapons used during the shooting. 2 improvised explosive devices were also found at the scene. Now, it's important to note that although police originally said they were investigating a possible 3rd offender, they now say they're confident it was just 2 directly involved in the attack. They've designated this a terrorism incident, and ASIO says that one of the alleged shooters was known to them, but not in an immediate threat perspective. Besides one of the alleged attackers, at least 15 people have been killed, including a 10-year-old girl and a Holocaust survivor. 42 people were taken to hospital and 5 remain in critical condition as of Monday morning. 2 police officers were also shot, and it's said that they are in a serious but stable condition. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese called it an act of evil anti-Semitism and a dark moment for our nation. And the New South Wales Premier said that if Australians want to help, the best thing they can do at the moment is to give blood if they
There have been some big updates in the Bondi Beach shooting, and here are some of the key things to note. Police have said that the massacre of a group of Jewish people celebrating Hanukkah was a terror attack. The 2 suspects were named in Australian media as a father and son, Sajid Akram, aged 50, and Naveed Akram, aged 24. The father is dead and the son is in critical condition in hospital. Naveed Akram had links to ISIS and was known to intelligence but not deemed an immediate threat. 15 people were killed by the gunman, and the victims are aged from 10 to 87. 38 people are still in hospital following the attack. The guns used in the attack were legal and the pair had licences for them. The Australian Prime Minister is now proposing stricter gun laws as a response.
The government is prepared to take whatever action is necessary. Included in that is the need for tougher gun laws.
Summarizing it up for you, you know what I mean? I don't know what was going on. They said these dudes was definitely linked to terrorist groups, you know what I mean? Said dude was linked to some type of terrorist groups, both of them was, or at least the son was, they said, you know what I mean? Just started opening up shots at a Hanukkah celebration, you know what I'm saying? A Jewish celebration, of course. They gonna label this anti-Semitic, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? They gonna label it that, and it was a Jewish celebration, and they came to shoot it up, you know what I mean? You could see videos of them just on the walkway just sniping off shots with a scope on a rifle, you know what I'm saying? Firing off shots, just popping, I guess, random people, you know what I mean? As we heard in the witness accounts and so on, you know what I'm saying, that you heard in the clips, you know what I mean? So I don't know what was up with that, if that was just some terrorist stuff going on, if they was just fed up with life and wanted to end it all that way, you know what I mean? I believe the police popped him and killed the dad. The son is in critical condition, you know what I'm saying? But damn, no, you know what I mean? They definitely left 42 people in the hospital under line, 15 of them, then a young girl. This is craziness, you know what I'm saying? It's wild stuff, you know what I mean? Wild terrorist acts, you know what I'm saying? Out in Australia, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's crazy to me, you know what I mean? But rest in peace to the victims and everybody that was unalived, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot to cover, so it was another shooting at Brown University in Rhode Island. Took the life of 2 students and wounded 9 others. The 2 students who was there was witnesses and been through a school shooting before. One by the name of Zoe Wiseman and one by the name of Mia Tretta. This is what they had to say. First up is Mia Tretta, who been through a school shooting in Santa Clarita in California in 2019. This is Mia Tretta, who was at Brown University and went through another school shooting back in 2019. This was her statement, what she had to say. Check it out.
When I was shot in the stomach at my high school, I lost my entire sense of safety and I lost my entire sense of innocence that day. And those are things that you can't get back. I have to tell myself I'm never going to get shot again. And now this has happened at my own school, in my community, just again in my lifetime. And gun violence doesn't really, they don't care if you've already been shot before, and they don't care what community you're in. It's an epidemic that touches every single community, not just the ones who have never experienced it before. I was shot in a school shooting, and my entire community here at Brown, a place where I went to kind of get away from the epicenter of what happened, also understands somewhat what I'm going through, and they understand more than they should have to. And this plague has kind of now touched 2 communities I'm in, because it will continue to until there's legislation to stop it.
As someone who was shot in the stomach at 15 years old, and when something as horrific and terrifying as a school shooting happens to you, you want to find as much sense of safety as possible. Because at least for me, it was, my entire innocence, my childhood was taken from me by someone I didn't even know. And a big reason I chose Brown was because of the safety I felt on campus, the community I felt, the fact that Rhode Island is a blue state that, values gun laws. All of these things are reasons I chose Brown. And there's this naive thought that it'll never be me, and something that I, of course, thought before my first shooting, and now kind of had to reassure myself that it will never happen again. But now, shooting being right here, 2 blocks away at my school, within my community, this place that I've kind of come to feel safe, it's kind of mind-boggling. And unfortunately, we know that every single act of gun violence is 100% preventable.
So that was Mia Tretta, that you know about her experiences and how she didn't think this would happen again, and how she chose the school based on the safety, and they was for the gun laws and all that. And then we had another one, Zoe Wiseman, who has also been through a school shooting. She been through a school shooting in Stallman High in Parkland, Florida in 2018. Now, she was a bit upset and was coming at the lawmakers and the people who make the laws as to why they failed to protect her for the second time. Check this out. This is what Zoe Wiseman had to say on her second time being involved in a school shooting.
I can't believe that I am talking to you now, and you are now a person who has lived through 2 mass shootings at 2 schools that you attended. First and foremost, just let us know how you're doing.
I'm hanging in there. Unfortunately, I do think I'm more equipped than my peers because I've coped with this before. I've spent the last 7 years learning how to live my life with PTSD, and so I have the resources to cope with this, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel real. And I'm also incredibly angry that this country has let this happen to someone like me again.
What are you hearing from other students on campus?
I think a lot of grief, obviously, a lot of shock. I think people just can't believe that this happened here. And obviously, we always talk about how you think it will never happen to you until it does. And I think this is just kind of living proof. But I also think a lot of anger. A lot of us are fed up with the current administration's lack of any sort of progress towards gun violence prevention. The fact that we have a president saying the only thing he could do is offer thoughts and prayers when he has the full executive power behind him and is willingly choosing to do nothing for us. So I think we're rightfully upset.
What do you say to the powers that be, from the president to Congress to whoever you want to affect the kind of change that you want? What do you say to them?
I think that they don't have the right to pretend that they care about us until they enact meaningful gun violence prevention. Because I know the president has his own children, has grandchildren, has loved ones. I can't imagine how upset he would be if that happened to them. And so I just cannot understand how someone who has loved ones, who's a human in this society, in this country, can still continue to value NRA money and guns over the lives of children, of loved ones, of family members, of innocent Americans just trying to live their lives in this country.
That was the 2 that said this was their second account being involved in a school shooting. And there was a video of someone they had as a suspect. They had him on camera walking away from the scene. Apparently they caught somebody, but after evidence, it led him to a different way, and that was not the guy that they was looking for, that they was on the video. So the dude is still remain at large, and they are still trying to find the shooter who allegedly targeted a study hall. You know what I'm saying? They targeted a study hall. A student who was studying for finals came in there and started firing off shots. You know what I mean? What's up? What's happening? You feel me? This is just a quick little reminder to let you know, if you enjoying these clips and this news and these updates that I'm giving you on today's episode, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment on what you think about what I'm talking about. These headlines you hearing, the clips you hearing, leave me a comment, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button and share this out on all your social medias to your homies, to your friends. Put it in your family, little chats and all that. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know about Kons podcast. You know what I mean? Let's get back to the episode. Students that were studying for the finals, 7 remain in the hospital. The next clips that you are going to see is more clips and news clips on this Brown University shooting. Check it out.
Inside one of America's most prestigious universities, armed police stalk corridors searching for their suspect. A man who brought terror to the Brown University campus, shooting students dead while end-of-year exams were taking place. This is the only video police have of the gunman striding away from the scene, the hope that someone might recognise him by his clothing or the way he walks.
He's going to be wearing dark clothing. You're not going to be able to see his face. Dark gray or black clothing. And some of the witnesses have also told us that he may have been wearing a camouflage gray mask. That is unconfirmed, but if anybody should recognize this person in any way, seen him earlier, recognize his gait, obviously we want to know about that.
Several hours after the first shots were fired, the community still being urged to shelter in place in classrooms, homes or dormitories. Students are evacuated onto buses, a reminder of the reality of America's gun violence epidemic 2 weeks before Christmas. This is where the shooting took place, inside the School of Engineering, in a classroom on the first floor. Doors which would usually have been locked were open because of exams.
There were 3 other students with me. We decided to turn the light off and close all the doors and hide under our desks and wait for the next notification after the shooting.
How long did you hide for?
I think it was about 2 hours or so. We heard a lot of noise by the police outside our lab, and I also received a notification that they want everyone to get out of the building so that they can search every corner of the building to hunt for the shooter.
The campus was swarmed by 400 officers searching for the gunman. This is a small city where violence like this is unfamiliar. There were only 2 murders here this year until now.
Sadly, today is a day that the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island prayed would never come. We've heard about horrific acts of gun violence and active shooter situations in other places, but not here. But this afternoon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we received a call. 4:05 was when the initial call came in to Brown University of a report of an active shooter.
The president also offering support to the victims.
I've been fully briefed on the Brown University situation, what a terrible thing it is. And all we can do right now is pray for the victims and for those that were very badly hurt, it looks like. And we'll inform you later as to what's happening, but it's a shame. It's a shame. Just pray. Thank you very much.
As the search for the shooter enters a second day, this campus remains locked down and the surrounding area on high alert. As they hunt for the man responsible, authorities here know that every minute matters.
Called into police. I mean, the reality is that this is a 7-story physics and engineering building that was unlocked, but this individual went to a specific classroom that was essentially in a study session for an exam on economics and chose that classroom. And we know from a witness inside that this gunman yelled something. We don't know what this individual yelled, and then began shooting. We also know that this person reportedly used a handgun. So a lot of questions also as to whether or not they recovered that handgun or what kind of ballistics evidence may have led them perhaps to this individual as well. So we have more questions than answers other than the fact that we know the lockdown has been lifted and and at least, according to the mayor, this community can breathe a sigh of relief. But hopefully, we hope to find out more.
You know what I mean? That was clips and news clips letting you know about this Brown University shooting in Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what took place with this dude or why dude did this. You know what I'm saying? They haven't caught dude yet, but they are on a manhunt, as you've seen, in search of this dude who shot the school up. You know what I mean? Went to go targeted students studying what is going on. And all these are this the second topic of a shooting. You know what I mean? People is losing their minds out here. The world is going nuts. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the people who was unalived in this shooting. You know what I mean? And definitely Mia and Zoe, they've been through this their second time. You know what I'm saying? Being through a school shooting. You know what I mean? That is tragic for you to have gone through this for 2 times in your life in short years. I think one was 2018 prior and one was 2019 prior. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a good 5-6 years ago that they just went through this. You know what I mean? And here they are going through it again. That's tragic. You know what I'm saying? Condolences to the families of everybody, and condolences to them 2 girls for going through this for a second time. You know what I mean? Then another one. It was another shooting at Kentucky University where a man shot and killed a 19-year-old kid and wounded another one after say it was an altercation between the two before the man pulled out a gun and started popping off. The kid's name was Dejon Darrell Fox Jr. and the suspect was 48-year-old Jacob Bard. Now the story is this kid, Jacob Bard, is a parent of a student that goes to the school. You know what I'm saying? Now apparently his kid was being jumped. This video going around of kids jumping a kid. Apparently these 2 kids was jumping his kid and he pulled up to take his son home after the school wasn't doing nothing about his kid being jumped. And when he pulled up, he happened to see these same students jumping his kid. So then that's when altercation rang out and he pulled a gun out and ended up shooting both of the children, unaliving one of them. You know what I'm saying? That's the next little clips that you're going to see is clips surrounding this news clips and also have his court arraignment, the courtroom when he went to court, the Zoom call, and what the judge said in that Zoom call. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. I'll see y'all after these clips on this Kentucky University shooting. Check it out.
Hearing from the grieving family of that student killed. The CBS 4's Gabriela Miranda talked to the family who calls the tragedy surreal.
Dejon Fox Jr. came home to this quiet subdivision on Indy's southeast side to spend Thanksgiving here. He was supposed to make the trip back to Indy on Friday to spend Christmas with his family, but instead those who left him are left clutching onto pictures, knowing this holiday will be like no other.
We were just talking about the stuff we would really buy him for Christmas, for his dorm, for his room.
Family says the 19-year-old Witwit, as they called him, was a light whose joy and laughter was contagious.
Everybody loved Witwit. If he was here right now, everybody be laughing already, be like, Witwit, stop, quit, Witwit, go sit down.
Fox Jr. graduated from Victory College Prep 2 years ago. He was the first person in his family to go to college right out of high school, his first pick being Kentucky State University.
There wasn't no turning back after that. He was in love, he found his place.
That dream school has since become the place of nightmares. 48-year-old Jacob Bard of Evansville is accused of shooting and killing Fox Jr. and hurting another student. By the time the news reached Indiana, it was too late to say goodbye.
We all immediately got together, drove up there 3 or 4 carloads to nothing. I don't even know. We couldn't see. Nobody seen him yet. I still haven't got to see him.
Bard is the father of 2 students at KSU. Fox Jr.'s family struggles trying to think of what could have led up to the violence.
It's senseless, it's crazy. He went up there looking to do something to somebody. And it happened to be my grandson. Now he's gone and we'll never see him again. Never.
Still very surreal, the family hopes people remember Fox Jr. for the vibrant, comedic person he was, not the tragic way he died.
Everybody loved him. Just don't forget about him.
Authorities say the second victim remains in critical condition. Bard faces preliminary charges of murder and first-degree assault for his role in the shooting. On the southeast side, Gabriela Mirando, CBS 4 News.
Never ever sue the driver.
19-year-old Dejan Darrell Fox Jr., a sophomore at Kentucky State University, who was shot and killed outside Whitney Young Hall Tuesday afternoon.
It's not fair. It's not fair to take my brother's baby.
Police arrested 48-year-old Jacob Lee Bard and charged him with murder and assault. According to an arrest citation, Bard pulled out a gun during an altercation on the KSU campus and shot Fox and one other student. Police have not yet released the exact details on what happened, but both Fox's family and students on campus have said it started as a fight between Bard's son and the two victims.
Nobody is saying anything. They owe an explanation of what is going on.
The family says they haven't been allowed to see his body, and they wish the school would have protected him. Fox's mom wants people to know how much he loved school. He was excited to return to KSU from break. Now, instead of celebrating the holidays, his family is forced to plan his funeral.
One-year Mark Hall. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Bard, and I will acknowledge Mr. Bard's identity through Zoom and enter plea of not guilty, waive formalities, Your Honor, reserve motions, and set the case for the probable cause hearing.
All right, I accept the plea of not guilty. I need to address this bond. What's the Commonwealth's position on bond?
I'm going to request a $500,000 bond, Your Honor, based upon the nature of the charges. And Your Honor, I would argue that Mr. Bard is actually a family man with two children three children actually, that actually were students at Kentucky State University. There is so much more to this story than what has been brought before, even in the citation that was issued by the authorities. Mr. Bard actually is employed. He is not a threat risk or a flight risk. He has the support of his family. He will ensure his return. And I understand the serious nature of the allegations. However, I think that there's significant defenses that Mr. Bard has that would negate and mitigate the bond that the Commonwealth is asking for. The bond is designed to ensure Mr. Bard's appearance, and I do not believe that making it so high that he's unable to post that, which his family would not be able to post that amount, I think that would be inappropriate. So for those purposes and the reasons that we've stated, we'd ask that the bond be something below $25,000 or $50,000 and or some percentage of what the Commonwealth has offered.
Also, one thing the court has to look at too is danger to himself and or others. I don't know if we should really be talking about families right now. One family has a dead child, the other one has one in the hospital. I think $500,000 based on that charge is appropriate.
I'm going to set bond at $1 million full cash, and I'll schedule for a preliminary hearing. We'll do December 16th at 1 o'clock. December 16th at 1 o'clock. Or anything further in this case?
Nothing to comment.
I'm saying that was clips on that shooting. You feel me? Now, a lot of people were saying dude should be justified and freed. A lot of people is saying that he should be freed and he was self-defense because they was jumping his kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I feel like he didn't have to pull a pistol out. You know what I mean? Especially if these kids was unarmed. You know what I'm saying? You could have did nothing but break up the fight or swing at a kid. Maybe you could have knocked the kid out or something, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? He would still have his life, you feel me? But for the fact that you unalived a 19-year-old, you know what I mean? You're a 48-year-old man, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, when things is done to our kids, we kick in a protective psychosis type thing going on, you know what I'm saying? Especially we are trying to protect our kids. I get that, you know what I mean? But unaliving, pulling out your pistol and popping off, and that was just kind of jumping, you know what I'm saying? You could have stepped in and just broke it up. You could have stepped in and pulled them both off. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, man, I'm not for the unaliving of children. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it could have been other ways to just handle the situation. You know what I'm saying? Besides pulling your pistol out and popping off on some children. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Dejan Darrell Fox Jr. You know what I'm saying? A legendary movie director, Rob Reiner, and his wife was found dead in their home in Brentwood, Los Angeles, California. They was found with multiple stab wounds, and now the news has come out and said say that it was the son of them, Nick Reiner, was arrested as a suspect in connection to the double homicide after gathering evidence information. He was director of some movies that y'all probably recognize, like Misery and Sleepless in Seattle, and some other movies, Spinal Tap, Don't Throw Mama from the Train. These are just some movies that he directed that y'all might be familiar with, you know what I'm saying? But he was found dead, him and his wife found dead in his home, and they had arrested their son for the number one suspect after information and evidence gathered, you know what I mean? So these next little clips that you're going to see is just clips of this tragic incident. Check it out.
Some breaking news tonight. Legendary Hollywood director and actor Rob Reiner and his wife were found dead inside their home in Los Angeles in what police are calling an apparent homicide. People magazine has reported that Rob and Michelle were killed by their son Nick. The 78-year-old's Hollywood career spans some 50 years with his iconic role as Meathead in the late 70s hit CBS sitcom All in the Family and a series of hit movies that he directed, including This Is Spinal Tap, The Princess Bride, and When Harry Met Sally. Again, police there at the scene of his home in the Brentwood neighborhood in Los Angeles investigating this as a double homicide. We're going to continue to follow this, bring you more updates.
This stage is still limited, but I'll share what we can. First of all, our hearts go out to the family and friends of the Reiners' a tragic incident. Yesterday at December 14th, about 3:40 in the afternoon, LAPD responded to a residence, the residence of Rob and Michelle Reiner, located in West Los Angeles Division. At that location, they found two deceased adults, a male and a female. Through the night, working with the coroner's office, they were able to identify them definitively as Rob and Michelle Reiner. We have our Robbery Homicide Division handling the investigation. They worked throughout the night on this case and were able to take into custody Nick Reiner, a suspect in this case. He was subsequently booked for murder and is being held on $4 million bail. Pretty much that's what I can share at this point. But again, a very, very tragic incident.
You know what I mean? That was clips and news clips and such, and they had finally came to that it was their own son who went and stabbed him up. You know what I mean? We don't know the motive just yet, but usually that is something over something like a insurance claim, a life insurance claim, something of that nature. When the own son has murdered his own parents and stabbed him to death, you know what I mean? That mean they knew you, who knew who he was. They seen you, you know what I mean? They definitely knew who you was while you were stabbing them to death. You know what I'm saying? That is something tragic. We don't know the motive yet, but I'll keep y'all updated on that. You know what I mean? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Out there in Brentwood, the dude was a director, legendary director. You know what I mean? We know the movies. I definitely recognize Misery and Sleepless in Seattle as far as some of his work that he directed. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Rob Reiner and his wife. But yeah, man, that's all I got for today. You know what I mean? I know it was kind of clip heavy, kind of topic heavy today, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't talk too much on the closing thoughts on each topic because I wanted to get through them, you know what I mean? There was a lot going on. A lot had happened, as y'all can see, over the weekend. It is more to come. You know what I'm saying? There's still stuff that I didn't even cover today that was going down over the weekend, you know what I mean? But man, all I can say is be safe out there, you know what I mean? Because it is getting ugly out in the world, you know what I'm saying? But thank y'all all for tuning in, though, you know what I mean? Thank y'all all for tuning in case you might have been doing something, in case you missed something, in case you was rolling up, in case you pulled up, in case you had to go break up a fight between a kid arguing over a video game or something, or whose turn it was, and you had to go stop the fight, or whatever the case may be. If you missed the previous topics, this is everything that we just went over. So I just let you know about an Australia beach named Bondi Beach was terrorized and shot up by a father and a son, you know what I'm saying, that was terrorized out there by a father and a son. The father is dead and the son is in critical condition. You know what I mean? They definitely linked it to terrorism. Also, let you know about another shooting at Brown University. You know what I'm saying, in Rhode Island, 2 students was wounded. 2 students who was there had been through school shootings. This was their second time. You know what I'm saying? 9 others was wounded and 2 of them was unalived. You know what I mean? This was, like I said, the 2 students I showed y'all with their statements. This was their second time being through a school shooting. Also let you know about another shooting that happened at Kentucky University where a dude was trying to allegedly get judgment for kids that was bullying and jumping on his son that went up there and ended up shooting 2 students, unaliving one of them. Also let you know about a legendary movie director named Rob Reiner. Him and his wife was found dead in the Brentwood home, stabbed up, and the suspect came out to be that it was their own son. You know what I mean? But that's everything I let you know today for episode 341. You know what I mean? Everything I let you know, keeping you updated on this wicked world. You know what I mean? You could have been doing anything that you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you was, whether you was a little brother, little sister, whether you was a niece, a nephew, a auntie, a uncle, a grandma, a grandpa, a mother, a father. You could have been cousin Pookie, cousin Man, cousin Pete. And if y'all got pets that sit there and your pet is right there with you, watch your Kons podcast. Whether your pet could be a cat, you can have a pet hedgehog, you can have a pet goldfish, you can have a pet parrot, you have a pet porcupine, you can have a pet squirrel or pet alligator, wherever your pet is. You know what I'm saying? I definitely give a good salute to him. Like you see the homie scrolling up that screen. You know what I mean? Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? And letting me keep you updated on this wicked world. You know what I mean? The beat you hear creeping up was definitely made by none other than Old Amazing Beats. You feel me? So while Old Amazing Beats is talking to y'all in the background, you know what I'm saying? Let's see my credits rolling up the screen and get my last minute comments on these topics. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching Kons Podcast episode 341. Thank you for letting me keep y'all updated on this wicked world. You know what I mean?
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? Don't you? You hate me, 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 don't you?
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand? That's the fuck. Then that.
Wait me, don't you?
No, nothing to hit that subscribe button, to let you know, to let you know, and hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? Hit subscribe button. You know what I mean? Hit subscribe button. Nothing to hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean?
You hate me, don't you?